Tuesday, 22nd of February 2022, or 02/22/2022. What a number. The question for us, is it a good date or is it a bad date? Keep watching to find out. There's lots of synchronicity with numbers, specifically repetitious numbers. In my case, it's 22/22. I am very superstitious about this number, and not in a good way. What we are coming up to is 02/22/2022. That is an awful lot of twos. And if you imagine 22 minutes past 10, 22/22 at night, that is an incredible amount of twos. Let's look at this from a numerological point of view. What does the number 2 mean? The number 2 is a supremely feminine number. It's about grace and it's about power. And it's about balance and diplomacy. It doesn't want to rock the boat. It wants peace all around. Sounds nice. We're talking sensitivity, intuition, empathy, all the feminine aspects of consciousness. But there are downsides to the number 2. It's an undirected number. It's an unassertive number. It's a bit all over the place. What can we read from this? If we look at this date, this infamous Tuesday, as Dragoon on YouTube put it, if we look at it from the number 2 perspective, we are talking about extreme femininity and balance and peace and beautiful things, but at the same time, no direction. As if all this beauty and intuition and empathy will just spiral and spiral without actually going anywhere. However, numerology doesn't quite work like that. If we look at the date, 2/22/222, that's 6 twos. What we do is we add the twos together. This comes to the number 12. Now, again, we add the 1 and the 2 together, and this comes to number 3. So in fact, this date, excluding the time of 22/22, this date comes to the number 3. What does the number 3 mean numerologically? 3 is the Holy Trinity. It's always a triangle of perfect ideas. 3 signifies unique thinking and creativity, artistic talent. It's a burst of mental energy which creates. So perhaps from this date onwards, we will experience as humans a new burst of creativity, a new golden age, maybe even a new renaissance. But as with the number 2, there are negative sides. For one, the number 3 is unfocused. Again, it's this spiraling of happy, beautiful thoughts. It's also shallow, because ultimately it is hedonism. And hedonists, in the pursuit of personal happiness, they don't want to be reminded of bad things, so they don't go too deep below the surface. And this is the number 3. Yes, there is creativity, but it's not that deep. It is a good thing though. As a number 3 is a very, very good thing. There is also another aspect of the number 3 which may fit in with some of the strange goings on in the seats of power at the moment. There is a lot of talk about aliens and UFOs by people in high places. One of the aspects of number 3, which is of great interest, is that we are spiritual beings in a biological human body. And it is the awareness of that which may come about following February 22nd. And the only way the majority of people will come to that understanding that we're not just bits of meat walking around and then dying, that we are in fact infinite spiritual beings in a physical material body, is if there is some sort of revelation. And perhaps we need a revelation from elsewhere to get us to truly understand this. So does that mean this Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, does that mean it's going to be the start of a new renaissance, a new age of enlightenment? The astrologers say no. And the reason for this, what's got the astrology world abuzz, is something called Pluto Return, specifically for the United States of America. Pluto will come back on the 20th of February, but because it's so close to the 22nd, the two events are being aligned. And that is not a good thing. To give you an example of what happens when Pluto returns, the Roman Empire collapsed. It was actually on the second return. Napoleon died. Britain suffered the Great Famine. However, these massive disasters, these empire-changing events, usually are followed by a period of creativity and enlightenment. For example, the Industrial Revolution, which led to the modern day. Are we then expecting a period of supreme femininity, of creativity and artistic talent? At the moment, if you watch this video of mine, you will see we are bordering on World War III between Russia, America, Britain, China, Ukraine, Europe, NATO. There's a lot going on at the moment. We're also facing food shortages, fuel hikes, energy crises, and this one date is coming up, this 22nd of February, this Tuesday. Could all of these events collide in conjunction with this date? That is the question that is being asked. We shall have to see. It is a very, very special day. One I've been personally looking out for, especially at 22:22 of an evening. What will happen? What do you think will happen? If anything, maybe it's just another human-created imaginary construct. Please write your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear them and I will reply to them. What will happen on that date and after, if anything? As always, be free.